Since last week with my video where I covered the rumor specs of the X-T50, new information has come out. So today I wanted to discuss a little bit about those and especially the rumored price of the X-T50, which kind of sounds crazy to me. So as discussed last week, the X-T50 specs are as follow. It will have the 40 megapixel sensor with the older version of the battery. Now, something that is different compared to the previous generation X-T XX is the fact that it will have IBIS. So this is a big difference compared to the previous generations. It will also have the latest generation processor, meaning that you would have the new autofocus features, meaning subject detections with human, plane, car, bicycle, trains, etc. And you could also see new film simulations such as Real Eyes. Now, another important feature that came out and that we did not know, and it has been kind of confirmed by Fujifilm with the teaser that they just released, actually I think tonight, a few hours ago, on the Japanese Instagram page from Fujifilm, is basically the new dial. Now, this dial is basically, instead of the usual ISO dial or the function dial, depending on which camera you get, you would basically have a film simulation dial. Now, my thoughts about this, well, it's kind of gadget. I don't necessarily like it because I choose Fujifilm because I enjoy the fact that you are able to control properly your different aspects of the exposure triangle through the dials. And now they are moving away from that and they go to the gadget kind of design. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but let me know what you think in the comments. But it does feel like Fujifilm is trying to appeal more and more to the masses with having some gadget features. Now, to be fair, this camera is supposed to be for beginners. The X-T50 is not a pro camera per se, but it still has the 40 megapixel sensor. It still has a lot of features that are very similar to the Fujifilm X-T5 on which I'm filming this video right now. But overall, I would say that putting the film simulation on a dial, on a dedicated dial, for me is not a good move. Now, one other aspect that has been leaked this week, more surprising than the dial, is the price. So a quick interruption on the video. If you want to support the channel, and if you want pictures of Japan in your living room, in your kitchen, or maybe in your toilets, I don't know, I'm starting to sell prints on my website, so make sure to have a look and maybe you'll find a print that you will enjoy and that you will want to display. And yeah, back to the video now. Now, if you have heard about the X-T5 and everything that it can do, the X-T5 retail price at the moment is, I think, $1,700. The X-T50, which doesn't have weather resistance, which only has one slot for an SD card. Now, we don't know yet about all the specs, but definitely doesn't do as much as the X-T5, is now priced at $1,400. Now, that's a $300 difference between the two models. And honestly, for this price, I'm not sure I could ever recommend the X-T50 over the X-T5. Now, I think that this is kind of an effort from Fujifilm to kind of attract more people towards the X-T50 without having them eating too much on the kind of market share from the X-T5. But I would say that this is very kind of an overpriced camera, especially for beginners, and they are targeting beginners. They are targeting people who really want a smaller camera with simple features with this camera. But I don't think that this is the right price to attract this kind of consumers. You have something that is $1,400, you pay a little bit more, you go on the X-T5. Why would you go for the X-T50, honestly? So it kind of make me ask the question, who is this camera for, right? Why would you buy the X-T50 over the X-T5? For $300 more, you can get so much more into your camera. Proper camera with proper dials. That's just my opinion, but honestly, I don't see why they would change the dial design here. Kind of a gimmick, right? Kind of a gadget. I don't like it. And if you want something cheaper, you have other cameras like the X-T30 Mark II that pretty much does the same thing. Okay, you don't have the 40 megapixel, but the people who want to buy the X-T50 or the X-T30 Mark II, do they care about the 40 megapixel? I'm not sure that they do. So it really makes you ask the question, okay, who is this camera made for? And does it make sense to purchase it? If you're just a casual photographer, you have the X100VI, which is, I agree, it's really hard to get one now, but you can still get the X100V or an older generation. If you prefer video, you have the XS20, which is a great camera, well-rounded camera that also has open gate. And if you go for the X-T50, what you get is a worse X-T5. Yes, you get the 40 megapixel, yes, you get the new processor, but for $300 more, you could get a much more robust, much more complete camera in the X-T5. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what Fujifilm is thinking with this camera, but personally, I think that it's a terrible value camera and that you are way better off buying an X-T30 Mark II or an XS20 at this point if you're trying to get into the entry-level camera of Fujifilm. So let me know down in the comment what you think about this announcement. Personally, kind of disappointed, but I mean, I think that you understood watching this video. But maybe I'm missing something. Maybe the rumors are wrong. We don't know yet until the announcement on May 16th. But yeah, let me know what you think about the X-T50, and I'll see you in the next one.